Now that we've learned how to use JavaScript to do tasks, let's connect it with our web page so it can actually affect the site. JavaScript interacts with your web page through something called the DOM, which you can think of as a variable that holds your HTML page. We can access and interact with DOM in JavaScript using document. You can access specific elements of your HTML page using the function querySelector and passing in the class or ID of the element that you want to access. Notice how when passing in the class or ID, it has the same format as a CSS selector, where a period precedes the class and a hashtag precedes an ID. We can save the element that we accessed using querySelector to a variable. This lets us manipulate and re-access the element without using querySelector again. So, if we look at our Pokédex code from before, essentially what you are doing here is saving the entire HTML title tag into a variable in your JavaScript code. So when we refer to this variable title, it's as if we are referring to the element itself. Now, let's see what we can do with this new variable. We can access the content within the HTML tags using text content. In this case, this gives us the word Pokédex. We can also modify or change it by simply setting the content equals to something else. Say the word Snorlax. We just changed the HTML content using JavaScript. Now the title web page says Snorlax instead of the original title. Now, let's consider if we want to add a whole new element to the web page. How would we do that? Let's explore that by trying to add an image to our title element. Remember that to add an image, you need to use the image tag. Now, doing this in JavaScript is a little different. We cannot simply type in the tag and place it within the HTML file. We have to create the image tag first using the createElement function, with the name of the tag being passed as a parameter, in this case, image. Now we have just created an empty image tag, and we saved it as a variable so we can keep working with it. Then we have to add an attribute to the tag we created, telling the tag what image to display. We do this by simply setting the source attribute of the variable. Now, as you can see, we have the full image tag created in JavaScript. Now we simply need to add it to our HTML page. We do this by using the appendChild function on another element in the HTML web page, and in this case, our title element from before. And there we have it. We have learned how to take in information, change content, and add new elements to your HTML page, all within JavaScript. Now you can implement your JavaScript logic with the web page.